Welcome to Royal Secret. Just when the rumors were reaching a boiling point, King Frederik and Queen Mary didn't say a word, but the world heard them loud and clear. It was the clip that set royal watchers' hearts pounding. In a single, unforgettable appearance, caught by every camera in the room, King Frederik X and Queen Mary of Denmark crushed the whispering frenzy that had clouded their legacy for months. Side by side, in perfect synchrony, they walked into the spotlight. And with one symbolic gesture, they didn't just silence the rumors. They rewrote them. But what really happened? Why were people speculating so wildly? And what made this particular moment so definitive, so magnetic, that it's now being called the greatest royal mic drop in modern history? Let's rewind and take you behind the curtain of a story full of emotional highs, public speculation, royal tradition, and an unshakable love story that refused to fade, no matter how loud the noise outside the palace walls became. The royal rumors that wouldn't go away. In recent months, Denmark's beloved monarchs, King Frederik X and Queen Mary, found themselves under a microscope. From tabloids in Europe to online forums in Australia, the questions began echoing louder and louder. Was the king's bond with his queen unraveling? Why had Mary attended certain events alone? Why was Frederik spotted overseas, smiling, seemingly carefree, without his family? It didn't help that cameras caught fleeting moments of tension, a curt glance here, a silent pause there. In the age of slow-motion replays and speculative clickbait, even the tiniest twitch of discomfort can be turned into an international headline. And headlines there were. Royal rift in Denmark. Frederik's silent exit raises eyebrows. Mary's diamond smile can't hide the cold distance. Social media buzzed with speculation. Was Queen Mary exhausted from the pressures of her new role as consort to a reigning monarch? Was King Frederik struggling under the weight of sudden responsibility? Or was there something deeper, something unspoken, happening behind the closed doors of Amalienborg Palace? Theories flourished. Everything from mild marital stress to full-blown scandal was being whispered in royal circles. But here's what no one expected. Enter the power couple. A moment in public that changed everything. The event was set to be formal. An international diplomatic reception, staged with Denmark's usual blend of elegance and understatement. The palace had promised a joint appearance. But few expected what was about to unfold. As the cameras rolled and the royal procession began, a hush fell over the room. Then came the entrance. Queen Mary, resplendent in deep royal blue with subtle sapphire earrings, her hair in a regal twist that nodded to tradition while radiating modern poise. King Frederik, in a tailored navy uniform, his eyes locked on the path ahead, but every step measured, grounded, aware. The moment they entered, observers felt it, a synchronized presence, deeply deliberate. There was no awkward distance between them, no cold silence. Instead, the queen placed her hand, confidently, publicly, on her husband's arm. And for the briefest moment, Frederik turned, met her gaze, and gave the warmest, most unguarded smile seen from the Danish king in months. It wasn't scripted, it wasn't performative, it was real, and the message was loud and clear. We are here. Together. Stronger than ever. Body language that told 1,000 words. Analysts jumped on the footage within minutes. Experts on royal protocol and nonverbal communication began dissecting every frame. Dr. Elsa Holm, a renowned Danish body language expert, commented on national TV. That hand placement by Mary, it's not just a gesture of elegance. It's a symbol of unity, of saying, this is my partner, and I am with him. She didn't just touch him, she anchored him. Others pointed to Frederik's moment of pause, when he allowed Mary to lead the final steps toward the guests, a subtle reversal of expected gender dynamics in a royal walk-in. That pause wasn't hesitation, said British royal commentator Oliver Mackenzie. It was respect, admiration. He gave her the spotlight for a reason. Global reaction. The internet explodes. Within hours, social media exploded. On TikTok, clips of the interaction garnered over 15 million views in less than 24 hours. Trended in 17 countries. One fan wrote, "This is how you shut down rumors, with class and clarity. No need for interviews. No need for speeches. Just presence." Another wrote, "I've never seen a more powerful silence." Even rival royal watchers from the UK and Sweden chimed in. A Swedish commentator tweeted, "Say what you want, but Denmark just gave us a royal masterclass in dignity. But what sparked the rumors in the first place? Let's be honest. The Danish royals have always walked a tightrope between privacy and public duty. Unlike the British royals, who endure near constant tabloid scrutiny, Denmark's monarchy has long prided itself on maintaining a balanced distance. But that changed in early 2025. Frederik, ascending the throne after Queen Margrethe's historic abdication, found himself in a sudden blaze of global attention. And Queen Mary, once the darling of European royal fashion, became Denmark's symbolic bridge to the modern world. The weight of the crown, as they say, shifts everything. Some pointed to Queen Mary's increased solo engagements, others to King Frederik's growing stress levels. But many forget the quiet toll the transition to monarchy takes on every royal couple. No longer merely a prince and princess, Frederik and Mary now embodied a national symbol, with the world watching their every move. And where there's change, there's speculation. The silence that was heard around the world. So why didn't they address the rumors in an interview? Why not issue a formal statement? Because, as one Danish historian said, "This is Denmark. We don't do tabloids. We do tradition, symbolism, and poise." And what Frederik and Mary did, that was the loudest silence we've ever seen. And that's the real story here. This wasn't a PR stunt. It wasn't crisis management. It was something much rarer. It was leadership, royal, grounded, and human. And viewers felt it. Across continents, people didn't just see a king and queen reasserting their strength. They saw a couple, a team, reminding the world that love, trust, and unity don't need to shout. When Denmark's king and queen stepped into the room, the whole world watched, not for what they would say, but for what they would mean. It was more than just a walk into a royal reception. More than just a smile. More than just a subtle hand on an arm. It was a moment that rippled across borders, echoing through the halls of monarchy, not just in Denmark, but in London, Madrid, Oslo, and even Canberra. What King Frederik and Queen Mary demonstrated on that polished palace floor wasn't just a rebuttal to gossip. It was a masterclass in modern monarchy, a lesson in how to rule with restraint, command respect without confrontation, and transform tension into trust. So why did this gesture land so powerfully across Europe? And why are other royal houses now quietly taking notes? Every monarchy walks a delicate line between duty and humanity. It's the very tightrope that Queen Elizabeth II mastered during her 70-year reign. But in the 21st century, the balance has shifted. We no longer want our royals to be silent statues wrapped in velvet and jewels. We want them to feel real, yet composed. Warm, yet restrained. Emotionally intelligent, yet respectful of ancient codes. And this is where King Frederik and Queen Mary have become something quite rare, a royal couple that understands the art of subtle authenticity. Because let's be honest, they could have gone the flashy route. A televised address, a charity event with smiling photo ops, a glossy magazine interview hinting at reconciliation. But instead, they opted for a moment so quiet it roared. Their appearance at that diplomatic event was not just about looking united. It was about showing, not telling. Royal watchers worldwide immediately noted that the move was deeply Scandinavian in tone, restrained, refined, and refreshingly mature. Comparison with the British royals, a study in contrasts. To fully understand the gravity of this moment, let's glance across the North Sea to the British monarchy. There, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's dramatic exit from royal life, and their explosive interviews, set a precedent for how royals might air their grievances publicly. While many sympathized with their pain, others found the approach divisive and jarring. Family matters, once sacred behind palace doors, were now splashed across headlines. Private pain became public drama. In contrast, Denmark's royals have chosen a different path. The Danes don't go on talk shows, said one royal biographer. They walk the walk. And this was a prime example of using appearance and symbolism to deliver a deeper message. And it worked. No tell-all interviews, no drama, just one image that dissolved 1,000 headlines. What it means for Queen Mary, a woman reclaiming her narrative. Let's focus now on Queen Mary herself. Because for many, this was more than a moment of marital unity, it was Mary's silent triumph. Born Mary Donaldson in Tasmania, Australia, she was never expected to be queen. Yet after meeting Crown Prince Frederik at a pub during the 2000 Sydney Olympics, her life changed forever. Over 2 decades later, she has become not only a fashion icon and humanitarian but a globally respected royal figure. But this year brought new challenges. Her coronation as Queen Consort in January marked a new chapter, one filled with heavy expectation, more exposure, and yes, more scrutiny. Every expression, every outfit, every moment of eye contact was analyzed for meaning. And that scrutiny intensified when whispers of distance between her and Frederik began to surface. So when Mary walked into that reception, radiant and composed, she wasn't just walking in as a wife. She was walking in as a sovereign partner. As a woman who has chosen dignity over drama. For many women watching around the world, it was deeply relatable. It reminded me of every moment I had to smile through whispers, hold my head up, and choose grace over gossip, wrote one viewer on Instagram. Queen Mary did not just reclaim the narrative. She owned it. It didn't take long for other royal houses to respond, albeit quietly. In Spain, Queen Letizia reportedly requested a private screening of the footage during a staff media briefing, sources told a Spanish outlet. In Norway, Crown Princess Mette-Marit was said to have deeply admired Mary's poise, according to one Norwegian commentator. Even in Britain, where the royal family rarely comments on others, palace aides reportedly took note of the moment's success in dispersing rumor without escalating drama. The move has been dubbed the Danish Method, a diplomatic, low-pressure approach to managing public tension with grace. And some are wondering if the future of monarchy might now look more Danish than British. The public's role in modern royal drama. Of course, this leads to a bigger question. How much do we, the public, contribute to royal pressure? In the age of viral content, misinterpreted glances can spark international speculation. Photos taken out of context, Frederik looking away, Mary walking solo, can lead to scandalous headlines without a shred of truth. And yet, as viewers, we can't help ourselves. We are drawn to royal stories not just because they're glamorous, but because they reflect our own dreams, our own relationships, our own moments of conflict and reconciliation. That's what made this event so powerful. We saw a couple rise above the noise. And in doing so, they reminded us that even behind palatial gates, human connection matters most. Royal fashion and symbolism. Nothing was accidental. Let's not ignore the finer details, because every element of this royal moment was loaded with meaning. Queen Mary's deep blue gown. That wasn't just fashion. Blue is the color of loyalty, harmony, and depth. It's frequently worn by monarchs during moments of state unity. Her sapphire earrings were a nod to her wedding day jewels, connecting past and present in a powerful way. King Frederik's naval uniform, a tribute to both his military service and Denmark's maritime history, grounding the event in tradition and national identity. Even the venue, a centuries-old Danish hall used for state diplomacy, was chosen for a reason. It symbolized legacy, permanence, and the idea that monarchs come and go, but the crown endures. All of it spoke one message: we're not breaking. We're building. Thanks for watching.